Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how you can quickly gear up a new alt character for Diablo 3. So as you can see on this character here, we have pretty good damage, right? We have 4.6 million sheet, we have 26k min stat, and this actually been done in less than 2 hours of playtime. So in this video I'm going to show you how you can quickly and efficiently level your character and then also gearing it. Now bear in mind, this only works if you already have played the character and you have another character you can already play with, because this strategy involves playing your main. So I made this character yesterday and had less than 2 hours of playtime, and it can already destroy gear 100s or even higher. Now the full leveling from 1 to 70 takes about 2 minutes. I have a full guide for leveling up in the corner now. This video is going to be how you gear it. Now this here is by far the best strategy to actually get what you're after. What I'm doing now is I'm gambling for the legendary legs to get the race set. That's going to be the best farming build for my character, of course. Make sure you find out what build you want to make before you start gambling. But for me, getting the pants is the easiest item to get, and then converting them with the cube is the easiest way. So what we're doing here is we are gambling for blood shards to get all the pieces we need. I'm not going to play this character at all until I have everything that I want. So now, after gambling from all my blood shards, I'm going to log over to my main character, the monk, and I'm going to do more graders here. So as you can see, I'm back on my monk now. I'm just speeding through some GRs. What I'm doing now is I'm doing as many graders as I can, get full on blood shards, and then go back over to the barbarian and then spend the blood shards there. So I just finished the last rift here on my monk, getting up to the 2000 blood shard cap. Of course, it depends on how many you can get, but usually it's about 3 or 4 GRs. Then you log over back to your alt character. So we go back on the barb. And if we do the same thing as before, we just gamble for the pants. I want to get at least 4 or 5 of these, and then I can just convert them using the cube after to get all the remaining pieces that I need. I now have 5 pieces of the race pants, and now I can then start crafting. I want the Captain Crimson as well. So already there, I know I only need 5 pieces for the race set, and then I can just craft the 2 pieces items from the Crimson set. After crafting the few pieces I need, I now start what we call converting. So we go on page 4, and then we convert all these items, all the pants, and then we want to get all the items that we need. Now do keep in mind, you can't get ancient this way, but this is by far the easiest and most efficient way to give you an entire character to get all the pieces that you want. This allows me to get the full 6 pieces, and then the only thing that I would need after would be the weapons and then the jewelry. So I'm just gonna convert these until I get what I'm after. This is also a really good way if you need, for instance, like a quad factor glove or some shoulders that are really difficult to get with good stats. Now I was quite picky with what stats I wanted for my gear here. For instance, I want to make sure I had at least a trifecta gloves and some really good shoulders as well. So I've spent maybe like 5 or so minutes getting the correct pieces with the really good stats on them. And as you can see here, we already have the full build almost made. And this is with less than 10 minutes playtime on the barbarian itself. So the last thing that I need for this character is just the braces, and then the rest I already have in my stash from my main character. I'm just going to gamble for some braces and hope to get the Mortex braces. So we already got them now, and then we're already pretty much good to go at this point. So here's the part where the main character is really important, because you need materials. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to upgrade some yellows. So I'm going to craft the weapons that I need, and I'm going to upgrade with the yellows. Here I'm after the Amber's Pride, but because I've just been doing a ton of graders on my main character, I have a lot of Veil Crystals. And I can just start upgrading them, trying to get the weapon that I'm after. If you ever found in a situation where you are out of reusable parts, you can always convert. Versus for me, I do a lot of greater rifts, so I would have a lot of veil crystals, but I always miss the reusable parts. So what you can do is, like what I just showed you here, go to a vendor, find a white item. You sometimes have to restart the game to find them. They could be in any axe. Just click the vendors and see if they have a white item. You can then use the recipe 9 and then convert veil crystals into usable parts. And you can do this all the way around. You can also convert usable parts into veil crystals. But for me, I always have a lot of veil crystals and not enough usable parts, so I always convert it this way around. So by doing this, it's going to allow me to just upgrade a lot more yellow weapons to get what I'm after. So the only thing I really need at this point is just the jewelry and the last weapon. And of course, for my main character, I already have some really good rings and jewelry, so I'm just gonna use those for my stash tab. So as you can see, my character is pretty much all the way ready to go now, and this is with less than half an hour playtime, and I haven't done a single rift at this point. I've only been using my main character to gear it with this one. At this point, I basically just need to reroll the gear and make my character really strong, and now I can actually start playing it. It would have been a massive waste of time if I had started playing this barbarian without any items at all. Let's say I just make the barbarian, level it to 70, and then just start playing that. I could maybe do like Torment 6 or something, just because of my paragon, but it would take forever to farm. It would take hours to even get the items that I have now. So by playing my main character, I was able to get a lot more paragon because I'm on my main that's already geared, and allowed me to also gear my alt even quicker than I could just by playing the new character. So by doing this strategy, you are able to get the most efficiency out of your time. You're still getting a ton of paragon in your main character. You can gear alt even faster than just by playing it. The character now is fully geared and all is so fully rerolled, and you can see we have about 4 million seed damage already. And now we can start blasting on this character because we have the full setup. So as you can see, I jump into gear 90 and I just start blasting immediately. This is the first gear I've done just to see how strong it was, and you can see we are just blasting through this. And this is the first rift this character has ever done, and we are just completely destroying everything in his path. This is about 10 minutes later. I've decided that doing gear 95s in about a minute and a half works really well for the character right now. As you can see, we are just completely destroying everything, even the elites. So to sum it up, of course, make the character and level it to 70. You want to gamble for the correct item in the pool of items. This usually are shoulders or legs in terms for getting the full 6 piece that you're after. When we got the 5 pieces we needed, we then converted and then of course also crafted the items we were after. At this point, we basically just needed the braces, where we just gambled as well with the blood shards. And the rest we already had in our stash tab from our main character. We had the jewelry, we had one of the weapons, and then we just crafted the rest we needed with the veil crystals. And just using recipe 3 to upgrade. So by doing this strategy and just playing your main and then swapping over to your alt to gamble with blood shards, you're able to get the most bang for your buck. And you don't have to waste your time playing a build that is subpar. This is by far the best strategy ever if you need to make an alt character, and I highly recommend doing it. And you can even do this really early in the season if you want to. You don't have to be like 4k guns. You can do this on day 3 of the season. As long as you have one character that's already decently geared and can run greater rifts, this will still be the best way of getting an alt. Make sure to watch my videos here for even more amazing Diablo guides. I'll see you over there. Peace out, everyone.